So I found this Mongolian recipe, and I'm gonna give it a try. So it's called for flank steak or sirloin, but I have ribeye and I'm gonna like make it work. So I've already started cutting the beef. I trim the fat off as much as I can, and then I cut it against the grain, so as thin as I can, like so. Put to the side. I wanted to start the sauce first, but I wanted to let the beef kind of like be prep and sitting on the side in the cornstarch. So I'm cutting it first and then I'll start the sauce. So this is the meat. Now I'm gonna put half a cup of cornstarch in there, kind of like massage it into it and let it sit for about 10 to 15 minutes, okay? So it looks like this. You see that? Like this, nice and coated. Okay, so I'm gonna let that sit for 15 minutes. So this recipe, as far as vegetable goes, only calls for garlic and a bunch of not a bunch, but basically like a stall or two of green onions. So I think it asks for one, but I'm gonna use two because I really like green onions. But the green onions will be added at the end of the meal. You do not cook it with that. So, and it also calls for ginger, but I do not have fresh ginger. What I do have is powdered, or should I say ground ginger. Hi, baby. Ground ginger. So what I'll do is I'll incorporate the ground ginger while the sauce is being simmering. Okay, so I'll show you how I go about that. But for now, I'm gonna cut. It calls for 1 tablespoon of garlic. So I'll use probably, I don't know, 3 to 4 heads. That should equate to 1 tablespoon. So now I am not a chef of any sort, so don't expect one of those food channel type of chopping. All right, I'm gonna chop this sucker the way is more convenient for me. Don't follow me like I do what I do when I do it. All right, do your thing how you like to do it. And what I did learn is don't hold it like this, that way you could cut yourself. So instead, hold your thingy things like this, whatever it is you cut in, and just chop, 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 chop. I try to do it like that to kind of like get it as small amount as possible, and then I'll carry on.
He wants to play baseball, but it's raining.
So that's just like 1 garlic head. So I think my estimation was correct. So like I said, get the vegetables out the way. The green onions you'll call diagonally, like so. I don't know if you can see, but I'll show you at the end. Like that. Get them nice and cute and elongated. Presentation purposes, you know. Look fancy, schmancy. You know what I mean? Why not, right? So in this medium saucepan, I'm gonna heat up like 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil, which I don't use. I use avocado oil. So 1 tablespoon. I don't measure stuff that much, certain recipes, so that should equate to that. Let that heat up. Then I'm gonna add the ginger. Well, I was gonna add the ginger, but I do not have fresh ginger, so I'll show you how I'll incorporate the ground ginger into this. So I'm gonna fry the garlic. So this is the garlic. I'm gonna stir that a little bit. Then I'm gonna add the water, the soy sauce, and brown sugar. And then I'm gonna let that simmer for a little while. And of course, I'm gonna show you how I add the ground ginger into this. I'm gonna use half a cup of soy sauce, half a cup of water, then 3/4 cup of brown sugar. Then I'm gonna stir, incorporate all of that in there, and let it kind of like thicken up. Let it thicken up and do its thing. Okay. So my awesome cuisine art pot, I'm gonna like heat up and over medium-high heat, like a cup of vegetable oil. Once again, I do not use vegetable oil. I use avocado oil, and so that should be about a cup. So I'm gonna let that do its thing, heat up, and then I'm gonna cook the beef in batches because I don't want it to get like, how do you say, steamed up. I don't want the water to render the meats to render its juices. Really, I kind of just want to like sear it up and stuff like that, get a nice brown coating. So I'm not gonna put a bunch of it. So I'm gonna show you what I do. So as you can see, I didn't crowd the pot, right? Left some room in between each, and you know, kind of like let it cook to that consistency right there, that color, you know. So yeah, and then when you're done with that batch, you remove it, put it in a bowl of plate, and then you do the next batch, kind of like this, okay? Yeah. So this is my last batch. To be quite honest with you guys, hold on, baby. I did not let this cook as crispy as I would have liked, because I think it's being that I use ribeye. Be careful, baby, because I use ribeye. You know, it's more fattening, so I think it wasn't ideal. So I would suggest you use a flank or sirloin, cow sirloin for this recipe. So I didn't let it get as crispy as I would have liked. So this is the last batch, and then what I'm going to do is transfer the remainder, the already cooked beef in here once this is properly cooked to my liking. I'm going to put the remainder of the beef all in here, and then I'm going to add the sauce in there and coat it and just let it kind of like do its thing a little. And then, yeah, I'll show you the final result, the end result of this meal. So this is the beef after you add the sauce. I let it simmer for a little while. Yeah, look like this. The sauce thickened up, of course, due to letting it simmer on its own. And on top of that, when you pour the meat in the pot and then you pour the sauce over it, let it simmer, the cornstarch thickened it up automatically. So it looks like this. It's the end result. And yeah. Okay, so food is ready. I made the white rice. Everything's all set. Right here, it's a moment of truth. My husband already ate, and he absolutely loves it. My son loves it. Cook it. Do it. Absolutely easy to make. Absolutely delicious. And you know, I'm sure you can go to PF Chang and get this meal. But you make it at home. It's much cheaper. And you can go for seconds. You know, more for your money. Yeah, that is all. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
You want to do down?
It's my husband's plate. Look at that thing.
Down.
Done. Let's tear this up, baby.